Welcome, friends, to another exciting episode of A VGM Journey. And I'm your host, The Messenger. The track that we're playing in this week's show is the title theme from NHLPA Hockey 93, and that was composed by Jim Simmons. You guys know the drill. We got fun games, fun music, and also a really fun request for the show this week. And I think we should get right into that with a request from Rage Cage, the host of VGM Porium. And I guess he wanted to bring his own order to this show, and he wanted me to play the track Tetris from the game Kingyo Chuihou. I think that's how that's pronounced. I could be completely wrong about that. And that was composed by Yasuyuki Suzuki. That track that you just heard, that was Tetris from the game Kingyo Chuihou. It was composed by Yasuyuki Suzuki, and this was a request by Rage Cage. So thank you, Rage Cage, for that request. To be honest, I know next to nothing about this game other than the fact that it's a minigame collection of sorts. And for this specific track, you do play a Tetris-like minigame where there's falling blocks and you gotta clear them. And oddly, I think the song really fits with what you're doing. So I don't think it's like Tetris too much, but it does give that kind of tension and fast pace, and you gotta think real fast to clear the blocks. And you're kind of up against the opponent too, and they could screw you over on your block clearing. I probably shouldn't take it super seriously, but I don't know, the intensity, I really dig. So I just want to say, once again, thank you, Rage Cage, for that track. We're going to move on to a Game Boy Advance track, and this is a classic one for me. This is coming from Mario Kart Super Circuit. The track is Sunset Wilds, and it was composed by Kenichi, Nishimaki, Masanobu, Matsunaga, and Minako Hamano. That track that you just heard, that was Sunset Wilds from the game Mario Kart Super Circuit. It was composed by Kenichi Nishimaki, Masanobu Matsunaga, and Minako Hamano. I absolutely love this track, and also the track itself. I mean, the racetrack from Mario Kart Super Circuit. And even though it was a desert track, it wasn't like an Egyptian desert track. It was more of the American West kind of desert track. And the thing that I thought was really cool with it was it took place during sunset, and you would go through the first 2 laps, nothing crazy. But once you got to the 3rd lap, it became nighttime, and the background kind of had this bluish look to it, and I thought that was really cool. And despite the limitations of the GBA audio hardware, I thought the track itself had this sense of adventure, and I thought that banjo noise was actually really good. And I even heard rumors that this track is coming back for the Mario Kart 8 Booster Course Pass. And if that is true, then I think it's going to be really cool to see a modern interpretation of that track. And I wonder if they'll keep the whole sunset feature as well. I think we're going to move on from the dryness of the desert to the wetness of being underwater. And we're going to play this track Underwater from the game Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And this was composed by Jun Funahashi. The track that you just heard, that was Underwater from the game Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and it was composed by Jun Funahashi. The dam level from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on the NES gets a real bad rep for being a super tough level, which I don't agree with at all. But I think we can all agree that this track is really good. You definitely get the feeling of being underwater, and the way that the track kind of twists and bends, I think is really impressive on the NES. And with the recent Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Cowabunga collection, I think now's a good time to go back and play that game. So I'm actually waiting for that to go on sale so I can go get it and actually finally play this game and experience that dam level. So I think it could be a good time. I think we're going to move on to something a lot more modern, and this is coming from A Hat in Time. The track is Subcon Caves, and this was composed by Pascal Michael Stiefel. The track that you just heard, that was Subcon Caves from the game A Hat in Time. And it was composed by Pascal Michael Stiefel. And that's going to just about do it for the show this week. If you like what you've been listening to, have your friends check out the show on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, whatever podcasting service that you can think of. I'm more than likely going to be on there. You can email the show at vgmjourney@yahoo.com. And you could also check us out on Twitter at VGMJourney. We also have a Discord server for the show, which I will provide a link for that in the show notes, where you can hang out with your fellow VGM journeymen and talk about games, music, and even look at some cool art. We're also going to play things out with one more track, and this is coming from the game Super Monkey Ball Touch and Roll. This is Monkey Wars, and it was composed by Chiho Kobayashi. Have a good week, everyone.